known across the world for his awesome roles in Dragon Ball as Broly. Any Dragon Ball fans? Any fans of Full Metal Alchemist? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go completely crazy for the incredible Vic Mignogna!
Hey guys, how are ya? Well, that sounded a little bit like Edward, didn't it? Hey everybody, how are you? I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, how many of you were here 2 years ago when I was in Perth? So the rest of you are virgins. Excellent. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. All right, really quick, first of all, I have a couple of things that I need to kind of get out of the way, housekeeping stuff. First of all, a lot of you guys wrote me and asked me if I would be bringing my music CDs to Perth this weekend. A lot of you may or may not know that I have been writing and producing music twice as long as I've been voice acting. And I have several music CDs. A lot of the songs on the CDs are anime related, fun stuff, pretty stuff, moving stuff, romantic stuff. And I'll have those at the table that I'm signing at. Also, if you are not a member of the most awesome fan group on the planet, I want you to join us. Consider yourself personally invited to join the Risenpool Rangers. Any Rangers in the house? See, now, that's the excellent few right there. And you can be a part of them. It's free to join. And we have about 16,000 members now worldwide. So please join us and find yourselves with an instant family of 16,000 people. Let's see, what else? If you guys tweet, if you're Twitterers, I'm on Twitter now and send out a lot of regular fun little messages. So, does anybody here follow me on Twitter yet? I love you. And I love you. It's just Vic Mignogna on Twitter, so consider yourselves personally invited to join that as well. It seems like there's something else, but I don't know what it is. Oh yes! A lot of you guys were asking about photos. There's a photo session this afternoon at 4:20, and this is an opportunity for us to get a really nice picture that I can sign for you, taken by a professional, not by like a camera phone that's blurry. But this is kind of what the photo will look like. Let's say that this gentleman has come to get a picture. So this is what the picture will look like. The photographer standing here, and he and I are standing here like this. And then the photographer says, "Smile, 1, 2, 3." And I go. So that's what's going to happen. Has anyone got a photo session lined up for today? You and me, man. That's what's going to happen. We're going to hug it out. You know it. So I want to take as much time today to just have questions. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. I'm totally an open book. Not a death note, but an open book. And I also have some fun videos to show you. Awesome. That's the second question is a really great question because I know a couple people in the autographs this morning asked me about that. And I said, ask me when we are at the Q&A because I know there are a lot of people that would want to know the answer to that. But the first question, I just love that you even asked me that.
I did a biography of you a couple of years, last year for class, so.
For class? Did you get a good grade?
I did, yes.
Oh, thank God.
I said a whole heap of wonderful things of you.
I can just see it. I see your teacher going, "This was very informative, but who the hell is Vic Mignogna?"
Well, actually, they have a picture of you, me, and my best friend who's sitting next to me.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. I'm honored. Well, what she's referring to is, when I first finished college 45 years ago, I didn't have any specific plans right after college, and I had been acting in a play, and this gentleman came to a play one night that I was in, and after the show was over, he came up to me and he said,
Vic, my name is such and such, and I am the administrator of a private school in Jacksonville, Florida. And we've been looking for somebody to come and teach acting and speech at our high school. Would you be interested in coming to do that? And I thought, wow, I never really thought about that. And it wouldn't be really a career move because I wasn't planning on teaching, but I didn't have anything lined up. So I thought, why not? So for a year, right after college, not only did I teach acting and speech, but I also, at the last minute, they needed an 11th grade English teacher. So for a year, I taught junior English and both grammar and literature, and then did speech and acting courses as well, and I even helped coach the football team. And it was awesome fun. You know what? I loved being a teacher. And you said, do I miss being a teacher? I think that when you get to be my age, you have plenty of opportunities to be a teacher, if you know what I mean. You may not be in front of a classroom, but then maybe you are. You know what I mean? You get an awful lot of opportunities to share things that you've learned. Maybe dumb things that you did and you learned from something stupid you did, or you learned from a mistake, or you learned from a heartbreak or something painful. And if I have the opportunity to share that with people and maybe give them a bit of positive encouragement at a very important time in their lives, then that could kind of be considered to be a teacher as well. So in some ways I think I still get the opportunity to teach, and I really enjoyed it a lot. When's the wedding? As soon as I propose to you. Where's your mom? Now, the wedding is soon. How many of you met my beautiful fiance, Michelle, 2 years ago? Yeah, she's kind of hot, right? Yeah, she says hello, by the way. She sends her love. She called me just like 5 minutes ago, and she's like, okay, I'm going to bed, I'm going to sleep. I'm like, wow, this is so weird. I will be talking to her when she wakes up, and I just talked to her before she went to sleep, and she'll be waking up before I even go to bed tonight. So she sends her love to you guys. Second question, those of you that are interested in voice acting, there are only two things, really, that you need to pay attention to in voice acting. Number one, acting. I know that may sound kind of elementary and kind of obvious, but the truth is that a lot of people think that just because they may be able to imitate a cartoon character, or because they can sound like some other funny voice or imitate a funny voice, that they should be a voice actor. But it's really not about making funny voices, you guys. It's about playing a role. It's really more about acting than it is about voice. So if you're interested in voice acting, get as much experience as you can acting. That's the most important thing. Get in school productions. Get in church programs. Get in community theater. Look for any opportunity to develop your skills as an actor. Because all of the voice actors I know are actors first and voice actors second. They've been trained, they've gone to school, they've studied, they've developed their skills in acting long before they did any voice acting. The second thing is you kind of need to be where the work is, you know? You have to be where that kind of work is done. That only happens in a handful of places. Los Angeles, Texas, Vancouver, a little bit New York City, and that's pretty much about it. So you kind of have to be where that kind of work is done. I know that may be kind of the downer part of the answer, but it is the truth. I told people last week in Sydney, if I wanted to be a country western singer, I would move to Nashville, right? You would go where that kind of work is done. So voice acting is the same. If you wanted to be on Broadway, want to be a musical theater star, you'd probably go to New York and try to get in musical theater there. Television, movies, voice acting, that kind of work is predominantly done in just a couple of places. So those are the two things, if you are really interested. Do I know any Australian voice actors? No. I don't. But you know what? I love
the Australian accent. I gotta tell you, I love it. It's really awesome. No, I don't say g'day. I made the mistake of saying that once, like last week. I was thinking I was gonna like blend in, so I went into like a store, and I walked up to the counter and like put the thing on the counter that I was buying. I'm like, "G'day, mate," and a guy looks at me like, "What the hell are you? Where are you from, mate?" Yeah, so I've learned, yes, don't say g'day. Got it. Good on you. All right.
There's a question over here.
Question. Equally unpleasant on the voice, if you know what I mean. But, and it's funny, people come up to the autograph table and they're like, "You know, you're a lot shorter than I thought you were." I'm like, I see what you're doing there. I know what you're going for. I'm not falling for that. And it's really funny when they're shorter than me. I'm like, look who's talking. Look in the mirror, mate. Come on. Yes, who's got the question? Yes.
I was just wondering, what's your favorite voice to do?
Favorite voice to do? Well, when he's being romantic, I love Tamaki. Because it's nice and smooth and quiet and it doesn't hurt. But you see, then Tamaki freaks out, right? But then he freaks out and he goes nuts. And that's the part that I don't like as much. So, you know who I really enjoy doing is Phi. I love playing Phi from Tsubasa. Because he never yells. He never yells, he never gets flustered. And, you know, it's a really fun and easy voice to do. Not so much yelling. Yes, hey, hey.
Hey, man. I'm nervous.
What are you looking at?
Oh, no, I'm nervous.
You're nervous?
Yeah, I didn't realize it'd be that loud.
You're huge.
Yeah.
Your voice is loud. Don't turn it down. I did that on purpose. Go ahead.
Hey, I was just wondering, how did you approach Edward Elric differently in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Because I remember when I was real young, and maybe it's just because I matured a bit more, but I hated your voice in the original. I couldn't.
Why'd you give this guy a microphone? Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I could never really get into the original Full Metal Alchemist because of your voice. But then I watched it again. I love you for Broly. I loved you for Broly.
I love you when you rip your larynx out. I love you when you're screaming like you're being run over by a truck. Well, you know what? I respect you for that. You may be one of the million that I've gotten emails from people that said they really enjoyed the first Full Metal and my work in Full Metal Alchemist. You may be one of the 3 people on planet Earth that I've heard from that really didn't like it. But that's okay. Good on you. You just hold on to that opinion. It's just fine with me. Stupid person. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what? In answer to your question, how did I approach it differently? I didn't. That's easy enough, right?
Yeah,
to be honest with you, a lot of people ask me which one did I like better, the original Full Metal Alchemist or Brotherhood, and my answer is I kind of view it as all one big, huge Full Metal adventure. For me, it was like Brotherhood was like a chance for Ed to meet new people, to go to new places. Even to wear different clothes for crying out loud, you know? To get rid of the red coat for a while and be wearing that cool duster and meeting new people. And I loved Brotherhood because to me it was like the further adventures of the Full Metal Alchemist. So I didn't approach it differently. I didn't try to do anything different except to honor the story. And as we all know, the story is a lot deeper. Brotherhood is a lot darker and a little more intense than the original. But no, that's the answer to that question.
thank you, man. Just so you know, I love the manga before Full Metal, the original Full Metal Alchemist.
I've heard that. I mean, even when we did the first series, people were like, "Have you read the manga?" And I said, "Well, no, I haven't." And they said, "Oh, it's great manga." So when I heard that Brotherhood was based on the manga, I thought, well, it's probably going to be really good then. Thanks, man. Thanks for the question.
And one more question. Getting a bit personal.
Thanks for letting the guy who didn't like my work in Full Metal.
Yeah, you ain't getting this.
Yes, man.
I was like,
Oh no, put the mic up there.
what's
Let
the best
everybody hear.
advice someone has ever given you, and why?
The best advice someone has ever given me. Oh my gosh. I've got a lot of good advice over the years. The best advice I've ever been given. What's the best advice you've ever been given? Do you know? You have an answer for that?
Oh, no.
So maybe it's not so easy a question. I have a great bit of advice I was given like 2 years back. A lot of you may not appreciate this because you're not old enough yet, but some of you will appreciate this, especially those of you that are married. I was talking to Chuck Huber. How many of you know Chuck Huber? He, Yu Yu Hakusho, he played Tucker in Full Metal. He's a very dear friend of mine, voice actor friend. We were talking about marriage. And we were talking about the fears that go along with it, and the uncertainty of it. And he said something to me that was such an amazing piece of wisdom. And if you are not married yet, hold on to this. And if you are married, I think you'll really appreciate this. He said to me, a lot of marriages fail because people think that the point of marriage is your happiness. That you get married to be happy. And he said, but I don't think that's true. He said, I think you get married to be sanctified. In other words, marriage forces you to live beyond yourself. The call of marriage is to live for another, right? Is to put another person ahead of yourself. If you're single, it's just you, right? You make every decision based on what you want, what you like, what you don't want to do. It's all about you. But marriage forces you to live and make decisions and judgments based on another person's life who you love and you want the best for them. So a lot of people think that you get married for the purpose of being happy. But actually, marriage is a perfecting. It's something that makes you a better human being because it makes you live beyond your own selfish desires and to live with another person in mind. Probably so, yeah. So that's a good piece of advice I got recently.
Beautiful. Now, before I give you the mic, do you like his voice? Good. Okay. She can have questions.
Now I have a call screener. Before we put you on the air, we want to make sure that you don't say anything horrible. No, it's okay. You say whatever you want, guys. Oh, I want to do this show. I started hearing about it, and I thought, oh, this sounds kind of cool. I want to be in this show. I didn't even know who I wanted to play, but I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. So when the show actually got licensed by a company in Los Angeles, and they started holding auditions, I read for several characters. I read for Ido, I read for Kaname, of course, and I read for Zero. And I read for, who's the vampire hunter that, Yagari? Yes, right. I read for him as well. So then, this was probably like November. And then December came and we were on Christmas vacation. And my girl and I were at her parents' house in Colorado. And I knew that there would be a call coming any day about the results of the auditions for Vampire Night. Or maybe there wouldn't be a call at all, and that would mean that I wasn't even in it. So I was keeping my phone on me all the time, waiting for that call. Well, one evening, I was, when my girl and I were hanging out, and suddenly my phone went, bring, and I pulled it out, and it said voicemail. I'm like, wait a minute, it didn't even ring. And I looked at the voicemail, the phone number, and it was an 818 number, which is Los Angeles. And I was like, oh, how did I miss this phone number? How did I miss this call? So they left a voicemail. So I held the phone up and I started listening to the voicemail. And it said, "Hi Vic, this is Eric Sherman from Bang Zoom." And I looked at Michelle and I said, "Here it comes." Like, am I going to get to be in it at all? And Eric says, "I just wanted to call you personally, Vic, because I know you really wanted to be a part of this show. And I'm so sorry." He said, "I promise you that we will get to work together someday in the future. I didn't want you to be let down by not hearing from anyone, so I wanted to call you myself." And I literally was listening to the call, listening to the voicemail, looking at Michelle with tears in my eyes, and I was going, I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything. And then Eric said, "We will work together someday soon, Vic. In fact, we'll be working together very soon because you'll be playing Zero and Ichiru in Vampire Night." And I was like, oh my God, I hate you so much! It was my best Christmas present. So that was how I ended up getting to play Zero. And I didn't even know who Ichiru was, you guys. Literally, the voicemail said, "You'll be playing Zero and Ichiru." And I went, sweet, I'm playing Zero. Who is Ichiru? I didn't even know. And then when I found out he was his twin brother, I'm like, oh, that's just doubly cool. Because how fun is it to play twins that like argue with each other and fight each other and shoot each other and kill each other? Maybe you guys have brothers and twins and you do that, but I don't, so. Question. You decided that because, no, honestly, I love you, and you're adorable, and I'm going to write your name in the death note. You guys, I promised myself and God and everybody on the planet Earth that I would not say that line anymore. That line has got to die. It needs to die a horrible death. If I could stab that line with a samurai sword, I would. If I could transmute that line into a bowl of pudding, I would. I said it as a joke years ago, and then it just took on a life of its own. And so many people started asking me to do it, and it just got crazy. It really got crazy. And then they started asking other voice actors to say it who didn't even know what the heck it meant. So I promised all of these other voice actors that I would do my best to kill this line. And so I'm going to graciously decline to say it because I love you and I don't want to have to kill you.
Now,
Yeah.
Just letting you know, we're running low on time. Did you still want to do your video?
Really? You're kidding me.
I'm sorry.
What? Really? What time are we supposed to be done?
Well, the next one starts at 4.
You're kidding.
Sorry.
Wow.
I apologize.
There's never enough time for these Q&A sessions. Pardon? Take me out on the grass?
Whoa!
Did you just offer to have a roll in the grass with me? You're somebody's mom, aren't you? Your mother is pretty cool. Yeah, oh my gosh, yes. Let's see. Well, you know what, you guys? Gosh, we don't even have enough time now to show something before 4 o'clock. So, doggone it. Let's just take a couple more questions then, I guess.
Shall we do that?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so I'm sorry, I should have warned you earlier then.
I didn't realize that it was that short a session. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yes. But it wasn't anime. It was Star Trek. OMG, you guys. Nobody is any bigger an original series Star Trek fan than me. Nobody. In fact, I have trivia contests at conventions where people try to stump me with questions from the original series, and they don't ever stump me. I mean, I know this shit, I love it so much. But the reason I tell you that is because I want you to pay close attention to a new series that's going to be on the internet. It's called Star Trek Continues. It's a new web series that I'm executive producing along with some other friends. And I'm going to get to realize my childhood dream of playing Captain Kirk. And I've got another voice actor playing Mr. Spock. I've got another voice actor playing Chuck Huber, playing Dr. McCoy. Who happens to know who the original Scotty, who played Scotty in the original series? James Doohan. You know who's playing Scotty in my series? His son, Chris Doohan, is playing Scotty in my series. How many of you watch Mythbusters? Grant Imahara from Mythbusters is playing Sulu in my series. We are going to be premiering the first video vignettes, little dramatic vignettes, at a convention, at a Star Trek convention in Baltimore in August called Shore Leave. As soon as we premiere those vignettes, they'll be online. Write it down if you can't remember it, www.StarTrekContinues.com. You can go there right now and look at our cast and read about our cast bios. And we are rebuilding all of the original sets at a studio in Georgia, and be looking for it. We're going to shoot our first premiere episode in October. Sing the song? What song? Sing the song.
I was actually going to ask, can we have any...
Do you have a question?
Oh, I was just going to ask, can we have an example of what your Kirk sounds like?
No. I know what you want me to do, but I can't do it. I won't do it. You've got to. You can't make me. No, I'm not going to be making fun of William Shatner. Because me and Bill Shatner are like this now, and I dare not piss Bill Shatner off. I want Bill Shatner to do a little cameo. So you have to play nice. Gotta be good to Bill if you want Bill to be good to you. So I will not be doing. I won't be doing that. Do we have time for one more question?
Time for one last question.
One last question. Yes, my dear.
What was your most favourite part to play in Dear Angel?
Awesome. I love Dean Angel. That was one of the first lead roles I ever played. Dark Mousy was a long time ago. And in fact, on one of my CDs, I have the theme from Dean Angel. That's a great song. My greatest memories of Dean Angel were his interaction with Risa and Riku. I really enjoyed that a lot. And then of course we did a commentary. I haven't signed anything for you. I've got some really nice stuff. If you're interested, I'd love to autograph it for you. We've got the convention has pictures set up, I think at 4:20 today or 4:25, and come and let me give you a big hug and tell you how glad I am that you're here. And tomorrow, I believe there's another Q&A tomorrow.
There is. I don't have it in front of me just right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Is it the same time tomorrow? Okay, you guys, come back tomorrow. We'll continue, we'll pick up where we left off, and I've got some really fun videos that I want to show you, and we will make sure and watch them tomorrow, okay?
We will. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go completely crazy for the extraordinarily awesome Vic Mignogna!
Thank you guys. Thanks for coming. I look forward to seeing you soon.